Hi, my name's Trudy, I'm a member of the IQBar team and I'm also one of the vloggers. This week's vlog is the final vlog in a series of vlogs about phonics. We focused on phase 2 through to phase 5, and in my last vlog I looked at CVC words. In this vlog I'll be focusing on tricky words. This vlog will contain a brief summary of what phonics means, its importance, and a focus on CVC words as part of this phonics vlog series. I've already mentioned what's covered in phase 1, and I've looked at phase 2, sets 1 to 5. Then I covered phase 3, sets 6, 7, and this was followed by the consonant and vowel digraph vlogs. There wasn't a vlog on phase 4 because this is normally about consolidating and refining what has been learnt so far. Whereas previously I discussed what's in phase 5 and I focused on split digraphs and consonant digraphs. So if you haven't seen the videos of the sets in phase 2, phase 3 and phase 5, maybe take a look, as with phonics it's really important to teach it systematically, so it's good to be familiar with the general order that's used when you're teaching it. Phonics is a method of teaching to read by correlating sounds with symbols in alphabetical writing. Words are made up of small units of sound that we call phonemes. Phonics teaches children to listen and identify these phonemes that make up the word, which then helps them to read and spell. For example, in the word big, the phonemes are b, I, g, and the graphemes are b, I, g. This is known as the GPCs, the grapheme phoneme correspondences. There's a particular order that children learn these, which is why we have the phonics sets. And in this vlog, we are looking at tricky words. Why is phonics so important? So over the last few years, there's been a massive shift in the UK of how reading is taught. This is having a really positive impact on helping many children to learn to read and to spell. Phonics is recommended as the first strategy that children should be taught in helping them to learn to read. It should then run alongside other methods such as guided reading and shared reading, all which attribute to developing reading skills. In some languages, phonics is really easy because each phoneme has just one grapheme. But in the English language, due to so many invasions in our history, which has resulted in loads of new words and sounds being brought by invaders, we have around 44 phonemes and 120 graphemes, the ways of writing these phonemes. With only 26 letters in our alphabet, this means that we have some graphemes that are made up with more than one letter, which we call digraphs. On occasions, we also have trigraphs, which are made up of 3 letters. To make it even more confusing, sometimes the graphemes can represent more than one phoneme. Like in the words office and cat, the grapheme, the letter C, makes a different sound in both words. This is just one reason why it's important that phonics is taught systematically. So what are these tricky words? Tricky words are words which cannot be sounded out using the phonics sounds. The only way these words can be read and spelt correctly is by learning them and ensuring plenty of practice is given to learning them. Related to this are the common exception words. So not only could they be words that phonics doesn't work for, but they could also be words that are exceptions to spelling rules that we learn. Some exception words are used very frequently, which is why children are introduced to them very early on in phonics learning. For instance, in UK schools, they begin learning these tricky words and high frequency words in reception. So in what phases do they look at these tricky words? From as early as phase 2, children begin to look at some high frequency tricky words. Here are some examples. In phase 3, they learn 12 new tricky words, which can be seen here. In Phase 4, more tricky words are learnt, and here are some examples. As can be seen here at Phase 5, even more tricky words are learnt. In Phase 5, they are also expected to read all of the 100 high-frequency words, which can be seen here, and they're also expected to be able to spell most of them. By Phase 6, it's expected that children should be becoming fluent readers and accurate spellers, and they should be using strategies for high-frequency words. As I've mentioned before, there's a lot of terminology involved in phonics, like CVC, consonants, digraphs, trigraphs, but the more you engage with it, the easier it will become to learn. Once you know the correct pronunciation of the sounds, segmenting and blending will also become easy. Remember, it's really important to pronounce these words and the sounds correctly. So if you're worried about pronunciation, ask. As always, I really hope this has helped. Contact a member of the team, like your team leader, or message in the group chat if you need more information. This is the last of the phonics vlog entries in this vlog series, so if you haven't seen the others, it'd be great if you could check them out too. Thanks, bye.